So we're going to talk about what are illegal deductions in accordance with the FLSA does define. So the Fair Labor Standards Act doesn't necessarily call these illegal deductions, but I want to be clear of what they mean by this. So they state specifically deductions made from wages such as cash or merchandise shortages, employer required uniforms, tools that are used within the scope of work are not legal if they reduce wages below minimum wage and overtime. So when you read that statement slowly, you're probably saying, well, am I allowed to do that then, or am I not allowed to do that then? Well, based on what this is saying in the guidance, they're saying if you take these deductions and it does not reduce this person's wages below minimum wage or affect their overtime, it appears it's permissible. I'm not an attorney and I'm not giving you legal advice. If I were going to give you advice and I'd give you any type of advice that I would always follow, I would never take any sort of money from a person if any cash shortages or if a person left the table and didn't pay their bill, or if you're selling shirts or merchandise, if for some reason somebody stole that, you should be taking money from your employees to begin with. That's the scope of doing business. If a person doesn't pay for their meal, that's not your waiter or waitress's problem. Now, cash shortages or drawer shortages, I mean, clearly y'all are going to have registers where people are checking out. Depends on the style of restaurant you have. If there are cash drawer shortages, you shouldn't be deducting those from your employees. But if you want to, again, the government is saying it's not legal if they reduce wages below minimum wage or overtime. Now, I can say this: required uniforms. I have seen this instance more than once. And if you're aware of it, you need to pay very close attention to this. If your restaurant requires that the person purchase a uniform and they pay for it via payroll deduction, you need to remember if these people are paid just minimum wage, taking money from them and reducing their wages below minimum wage and overtime will violate the laws and you will have a problem. So if your people are just making minimum wage and you're requiring uniforms, just do them a solid and pay for it. If you want them to wear uniforms, just pay for it. Keep it simple. Don't be a cheapskate. I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, but don't be cheap. Just pay for it. If it's $15 for a shirt, give them the shirt. It's not the end of the world. But again, if you have thousands of employees, I can see why $15 would not be such a bad thing to collect because that's $15,000. I get it. I see both sides of the fence. But if you're not sure, please talk to an employment attorney, call the Department of Labor, give them examples, say, hey, my employees are tipped employees and I have, they have to get pants and shorts and shoes and all these different types of outfits, hats, and we all deduct for it. Tell the Department of Labor what you're going to do. And if they say that's going to violate laws, you need to pay for it, then just pay for it. That's the easiest thing to do because trust me, if you sit there and deduct their wages, you are going to have a very, very nasty problem on your hands. So be very careful when you take money from employees for any of these instances. If you're not sure, talk to an attorney or call the Department of Labor.